A very good evening to one and all. Welcome back to the today's session organized by All India Homeopathy Students and Youth Association. Today we have our guest speaker, Dr. Sharmila Roy Tupe ma'am, Associate Professor in Motiwala College, and ma'am is also a PhD scholar. Today's topic will be assessing the current scope of homeopathic research and analytical overview of global development. We welcome you, ma'am. We welcome all the participants. Over to you, Ashika.
Hello.
Yes, Ashika, you are audible. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. So, once again, welcome to HomeoVision webinar series, which is organized by All India Homeopathic Student and Youth Association. So, today's live webinar series, we have topic assessing the current scope of homeopathic research and analytical overview of global development. And we have our speaker, Dr. Sharmila Roy Tupe ma'am. She is associate professor in the Department of Repertory. She is from Motiwala National Homeopathic Medical College, Nashik. And she is dedicated and compassionate homeopathic physician with strong academic foundation in classical homeopathy, and her growing interest is in clinical and academic research. She is best at patient care, case taking, and individualized remedy selection with consistent focus on evidence based practice. She is enthusiastic about contributing to integrative research and enhancing the scientific validation of homeopathy. So, her key skills are classical homeopathic case taking, materia medica and repertorization, LMN centesimal potency prescription, research methodology and literature review, patient education and counseling. Her research interest areas are evidence based homeopathy, autoimmune disorders and homeopathy, drug proving and clinical trials, homeopathic posology, and potency research. She is homeopathic physician at Rudransh Homeopathic Clinic, and she's been practicing since 11 years in Nashik, Maharashtra. She has independently managed many OPD and IPD cases. She has also attended workshops on research methodology in homeopathy. Also, she has attended seminars on management of autoimmune diseases in homeopathy. And the list goes on because she has also her publications and research project being published in international and national journals too. So, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Ashika Jain. Thank you, Dr. Lavanya, for such a wonderful introduction. Now, I'll start with my session. Lavanya, you can see my screen. It is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, ma'am.
Thank you. So, my today's topic is assessing the current scope of homeopathic research and analytical overview of global development. So, research. So, first of all, research is something that we should have it in our breakfast. So research must be the morning breakfast for all of us. And this is the time period when everyone wakes up with a new motive, new thought process, and a new end to increase our knowledge, to provide good clinical research to the society, and why we are here and why there is a need of research awareness. So my question is, are you self-aware that we need a research in homeopathy? Research is ever growing entity. Today I'm going to cover up the topic that are only student based, where the students, PGs, PhD scholar can enroll and they can thought why we want to do a research, and so that it will be benefit not only to the society, also to the homeopaths who have a firm belief in homeopathy. So there is a researchers and scientists in every one of us. We must be open-minded and we must be active contributor to the development of science. So this party being a 200 years ago that was founded, that was also one of the research done by our Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. So we need to keep our mind open to contribute to this developmental science. We must use every possible resource to explore new things and make homeopathy an acceptable and accessible science to all of us. So why there is a need of research in homeopathy? So as per the, you can see the prevalence rate, 300 million people are using homeopathy worldwide. Among that, 70 countries comes under it. Then why we are thinking of doing research in homeopathy and why there is a need to do the research? I found one article where it was shown that Australian Health Authority in 2015, they have given an evidence that homeopathy is just a placebo effect. It got viral everywhere, and every social media focusing that homeopathy is just a placebo effect. So is that so? Homeopathy is placebo, or we need to do a, we need to prove them that yes, homeopathy is also one of the science to treat the disease condition to bring up the cure. Homeopathy has, as a science, has evolved from a foundation of theoretical concept. So now the scientists today have taken up the challenges to work upon and establish this theoretical concept on scientific line. We know that there are various concepts. So we know homeopathy has been proved 200 years ago, and a big concept that has been doubt regarding the material existence. Know that we talk about minimum doses, we talk about single medicine, we talk about, we don't have any proof to prove that our medicines have been acting, how it has been acting, and how it is, bringing up the cure. We know about the safety and efficacy of the studies is important. We know the modus operandi of homeopathy. Now, our aim is to develop a skill, the skill to be developed, clinical practices, repository, and through our growth. So this, research is not about only focusing on the students who want to do the research as a project, a PG scholar who want to do a research as a project, that is compulsory, or PhD, but a person, a physician who is sitting in the clinic treating the disease condition and has the maximum scope of showing how homeopathy is acting in such incurable cases also. So inception of homeopathy by our master Dr. Hahnemann, who himself researched into the history. So even our Dr. Samuel Hahnemann searched what was already been there in the theory, and then he discovered our homeopathy. Today's study objective is, the purpose of research is to discover the answer through the application of scientific procedure. And until and unless we are not clear about our objective, we cannot lead to a fruitful finding. So there are various researches that is, it's a part of the research. And what is the scope? So scope are many things, but being a student of second year, third year, fourth year, think that what can be researched in such topic that is already been proved. Today, I'm going to give you certain examples through which you can focus on being a student, being a PG scholar, where different researches can be done to uplift our pathy. So first one is to gain the familiarities with the phenomena, or to achieve. We have one research that is formulative research or exploratory, where this is something that is new and you are bringing to a you are bringing this to a first time into the market and showing the efficacy of any particular drug by drug proving it, or their power, or the disease condition, or treating such rare disease condition by our newly proved homeopathic medicine. Second is to portray the characteristic of particular individual or the situation. So the commonest one is the drug picture, disease picture, individual case study you can do to determine something happen with something else. So we have a very good example that about COVID. We were treating for COVID, and we were finding out the remedies for COVID, and then suddenly one of the disease that came, and the patient started, the death rate had increased, and the death rate increased due to the disease as black fungus or mucormycosis. So you are searching for one research or one disease condition, and then you will land up to another disease condition. You need to be a very fast of searching the remedy that can act for such conditions. And lastly, to test the hypothesis of a causal relationship between various variables. These are all clinical trials, and I'll not go in depth. So what are the priority areas research should be done in? So areas that serve as a guide, so that can guide not only to the newly or a beginner who comes into a research field. It should guide them. They should guide them in such a way that they get the history of how they have come to this conclusion. To promote the innovation, to stimulate the increased quality, visibility, or availability of research at national, regional, or international level. See, you are testing various drugs, you are having various quality check about particular medicines. We are checking upon the manufacturing date, the expiry date, the availability of the medicines, and then we need to focus on such condition and to do a research, and this research to be proved in not only at your your scale, your locality, but to spread nationally, regionally, and international level. I give you a very good examples about today's scenario where people are moving towards farming, and that was also organic farming. Everyone is farming in their own garden, in their own terrace garden, and now due to the the side effects that they are exposing you exposure to. So in such cases, when you are moving towards the such condition, you need to understand the how, if we are implementing our homeopathic medicine to see the growth of the particular plant, to grow, to see the productivity of the the vegetables or the fruit that we are after inculcating with the homeopathic medicine. We not only we should keep it to ourselves, but we need to provide this with a send it to a larger scale, so that the scope of homeopathy can be established. Priority depends upon the sources availability, the healthcare needs, and the expertise. Now, first, the basic research that has been done here is the basic or the fundamental research that usually we do it in our we do it in a local scale. The first one is to homeopathic preparation by using the homeopathic preparation in bioassay, as well as the research on physiochemical effect of the preparation process. So we know that we have a potentization, our medicines have been potentized. So how the chemicals property we can inculcate, and how the properties is there in our medicine, and how it is been acting by showing the chemical reaction and molecular structure, we can prove them that homeopathy is one of the good science, and it has been acting, and it is not a placebo effect. So I found out certain articles in the Google Scholar, where it shows a review on concept of potentization in homeopathy with physiochemical properties and other molecular structure. So they are using plant-based bioassay, and they are searching whether the homeopathic they are you can go through this research article. You can see the conclusion how plant-based, the medicines that are prepared from plant in our homeopathic medicines, so how this has been acting and how it has been showed at a molecular level. So to improve our knowledge of homeopathy and to understand the working mechanism of this remedy, a fundamental researches are being done. So I found one article showing that, in homeopathic basic research experiment database, there were around 2,198 experiments that were done in, basic research. But out of that basic research, only 1600, around 1600, it was an original article. Means there is so much of biasness showing that the researches that are done not properly, or it has been biased, or it had been manipulated at another level. So this to be avoided. So whenever you are publishing any articles, just we need to see where we are publishing it, what is the ISN indexing number, or what is the DOI index of that particular journal we are publishing it. There are various again articles to see whether the fundamental research. So it comes under the principles of homeopathy. We know that these principles have been proved long back ago. Now these principles, whether this principle, how it has been acting, how it has been came into existence, and you can use such principles also to prove any research. Now I've got one research article that showing the understanding the principle of homeopathy on a research perspective. So not only every time at a student level we should think that every time we should do in a patient, how which disease condition you can use certain, certain we have our this is our principles, that is the laws, different laws. Or if I'm talking about the potentization, you can just use certain theories, and then you can prove whether you can see it in a patient, whether minimum dose, if I'm talking about the principle regarding the minimum dose, just see whether the minimum dose is being just divide the two into two group and give one patient in a group A as a minimum dose, and in a group B you are giving more dosage, and just see the result, and then you can conclude whether our principles is right or wrong, or the principles that has been given is acting properly, or it is showing some another result. As this researchers are being done so long back ago, we have different culture, we have different climate, people are changing, their accommodations are changing, everything are changing. So these principles may vary from student to sorry these principles may vary from different area. So a research, not only every time we should see for if we are going for any research, we are thinking that yes, how to do it in a patient, how to do it. You can go with a simple researches by using just a principle, by using different potency, by using the Kent's law observations that you can do. Okay, or to see only the molecular mechanism of action of drug, how the drugs are being acting. Now these drugs are been acting, how we can calculate, we can so this is a pathy. Now it is a time where we cannot go single handedly, we need to we need to integrate with certain biotechnologies, the tools that have been available in the market, and by using such tools we can prove them by using different tools, or by using different instruments. We can prove whether there is an any molecular change of homeopathic drug when it has been prescribed. Second is, first is basic and fundamental. Second is regarding the safety and quality of the medicine. So it's a big question about quality check. And we know that our homeopathic medicines don't expire. It's a big question, and I'll not go into that controversy. Medicines are misidentified. There are vast number of impurities. There are cross contaminations that are being occurring. No sorts are also prepared in the same standard as per the the other plant remedies or any other remedies have been prepared. So what is the control? Quality check. What about the quality check? The pharmaceutical companies are keeping a check, but you can even go for the research about different preparation of homeopathic no sode in the same scale. You can also prepare certain standardization scale. You after you want to search whether these medicines have that quality check, that you can prepare certain scales to standardize the method of preparation of no sode using certain technology. There are various modern technologies that are there, and various guidelines have been it has been already been there. You can revalidate that scale whether it has been this there are various scales available in the market. For example, if you want to diagnose the disease condition, not necessary every time we need a proper this what you can say we do not need every time reports, and we do not need, there are different scales also to validate whether the patient is suffering towards a particular disease condition. But what is the authenticity of that scale? This scale have been proved or has been utilized long back ago, and the today's scenario, the students or the the a person who are want to use that scale, whether that scale is valid or not. So for that simple validation also, you can take a research whether to validate whether that medicines can be used or not, what is the safety measures that have been taken. You can use such researches. There are various articles that has been proved. You can see in 2000, 2003, again a big question, because these are the articles that has been proved long back ago, and these have been these have been taken it from a very good online database, that is from time. It is from taken from time, from Scopus. So there also you can see it is very long back the researches have been done. So being a student or being at a level where you cannot think what to be done next, so just take up such reviews of all this article, and whether you want to see that whether what has been missed or what has been done. There are multiple articles showing homeopathic medicine has acted, so genuinely the medicines have been acted or not. Just see the conclusions, whether how many patients have been acted. So by this you can go ahead. The basic one, this one is the most what, if we talk about research, and this is the most important one, that is the drug proving. So we know that drug proving is one of the techniques used by Dr. Hahnemann itself. And recently we are using, there are various trials that have been going on, clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. There are yeah, a big controversial about this trial, and the authenticity has been lacking. And even if we are proving any drug, so if we want to what I can say is update ourselves, we need to prove drugs. If you are using only that medicines that are being proved, why we are our teachers or disciplines used to say that Dr. Hahnemann's time medicines are much more well proved than today's scenario. It is not the case. It is just we need to remove the biasness. We just need to remove the biasness done at a basic level. They are what they are doing is they are manipulating the uh, you know uh, the research work, and then they are publishing it. So it gives a wrong message, and that is why the other, other are saying that our homeopathy is not, acting. It is just a placebo that has been acting. So about the clinical research, uh, today I would say that this is the evidence-based research. So it's a growing activity for the homeopathy. In past few years, a protocol has been evolved to prove the standardization of the research. So if you want to, prove one, conditions. Okay, so I want to do a research on diabetic mellitus, and these are the drugs. So they want, to make it very standardized and to prove that. So they have made, our council, or what I can say is CCRH, they have rationalized or formulated one protocol, and accordingly we have to, well defined rationale should be formed, methodology should be very clear, the design should be very setting participants, who are the participants who have been taken, considering it, statistical analysis and ethical approve is done or not. So we know that we have a, when we talk about research, there were some cruel researches that were also done, previously, by, for example, we know that if we want to treat any, tuberculosis, and there was harsh treatment, bloodletting, this was some of the researches that were done, and that is not ethically approved. So in such cases we need, they have made one protocol. And evidence-based research means what? You are showing an evidence, you are showing before after, not only in the skin condition, but you can show it in the reports. What we are like, there are thousands of physicians who are treating major cases, I'll give you a minute example of dengue. So if there is an, dengue in a particular local area, and a homeopathic physician is treating dengue without any, doing a report, and the patient gets, and by medicine is, we know that by individualizing we are treating it very good, so the patient gets cured. But what is the proof that patient was suffering from dengue and your medicine has treated dengue? So we don't have the evidence. We need to, prove it, to prove that you have treated when autoimmune disease condition, you have treated multiple sclerosis, you have treated, cancer, tumor, anything. We need to show them the evidence. We need to have the reports, the scan copies, everything, so that we can prove them that the medicines have been acted. So this is again the second activity, how it has been acted, whether this is done or not, other medicine has been taken or not. This is the second activity. But first, if you are having such, project, or one, you are having such a patient, you can prove them that yes, our medicines are acting. The next entity is their clinical verification. So I was talking about the authenticity. So these all the medicines that has been proved in a place where they, different climates, it was proved in different population. A very good example that has been mentioned, desire for bacon, and we know that our Indian culture, we hardly, see a patient, eats bacon as their, like their food, as a staple food. So what is this? So these are the different entities that are being, during that time the drug proving was done. So what you can do, you can just verify what has been already been proved. Okay. I found one very good article where, by just observational verification was done of, dactylon remedy, revealing the symptom prevalence in a, 340 patients. So 340 patients were given the medicine, and the, again it was seen whether the patient was showing any changes, whether the patient was having any new symptom, whether the patient was having or treated with the certain disease condition. So what is the condition? So you can do a simple like this simple researches where you can just reprove the medicine that has been already been proved. Uh, Again, in clinical verification, we have so many of drugs that are underproved. You simply open your Borix Metamedica, it was clearly mentioned was it is hardly been proved, so further proving is needed. So take up such challenges, take up such drugs where you can prove them. Next is drug validation. So to validate the effect of commonly used medicine in a specific disease condition, as well as the reliability of the prescribing symptom of identifying medicine. So it's a very good example of bryonia. You know that you are seeing the bryonia curve. Okay, I take this much of medicines are there, having arsenic, bryonia, spongia, heparsol for cough, and now you take up the data of the patient from the clinics, who have given bryonia for cough, and note down the symptoms without any biasness. You just simply note down the cases that have been treated of cough by only bryonia, and then and then you match it with the symptoms given in your mitra. We don't know that, so this is the research, we cannot predict. So there are the chances that you in your research you get certain new symptoms that also been treated by using bryonia. Cough have bryonia cough, if I'm talking about. So with the Metamedica that talks about the dryness and everything, but you found something new, and not only in one clinic but on multiple clinic in multiple patient. Then there is a this is a pathway for one research, and then you are moving towards another research, and the cycles goes on. This is very simple and my favorite, that is economic evaluation. We know that our homeopathy is, stamped as सबसे, cost effective hai, सस्ता hai, and then why not you use this cost effective and cost effective medicine to treat in a larger scale like primary healthcare level, and then to see whether which medicine has been acted. So you can do one I can give you one example. You have a group A and group B participant, where group A is given certain other modern medicine, and group B is given homeopathy. Both the group was suffering from influenza, simple flu. Okay, and then you are just seeing that what is the effect. So if I'm talking about group A that are being given modern medicine, so what were the symptoms that the patient was having after medication also? Any changes in the medicine? What are the duration a patient was having with particular condition? And what is the effect in homeopathy? Homeopathy, you not only the disease or the cure or the anything, but you also can see which pathy provided you with less financial stress. So if I'm talking about modern medicine, there are chances that they took the medicine for 7 days for flu, okay, with the consulting charge and with the medicines they cost around, I know, in a city like this Nashik, you can see na 1000 rupees ka kharcha. Okay, now 1000 in for this. And if I'm talking about homeopathy, so they say na homeopathy is very cost effective, hai na? That's why they low socioeconomic people are coming to you, and then you are giving 100 rupees 200 with the medicine. So the cost effective was homeopathy. You can do such researches, so I found one research in 2009 was done, where you can see cost benefit evaluation of homeopathic versus conventional therapy, and they have chosen the respiratory disease condition. This is very easy, the philosophical research, and my favorite then means this is one of the example that I'm giving you regarding philosophy. So Hahnemann's writings are there. You have different case studies in the lesser writings that have been mentioned. His mode of living. So what you can do is just go into the deeper level to find out the lesser finer information. So everything what we know is not there. You know, being one of the PhD scholar students, what we can see or what I've learned till UG was different, my MD was different, and now I am learning the depth, more depth, and for treating the case where it has been helpful, and certain points that have been not mentioned in other books where in the lesser writings it is meant. So you can, what you can do, you can do a research in just a review of literature of doing a lesser writings of Samuel Hannah. You are doing only the study. You can find out the what is the exact finer problems of what is he has used while treating such cases, and that can be a bullseye to your case, है ना? So bring out such cases, bring out such points that can help other or the other people who are in this pathway. The most blooming era about I can see in research is agro homeopathy, as it is one of the major issue also, and we say that your we are living in a place where plants, animals, and humans are equal. So deforestation should not be done. Animals should not be killed, and to treat the and the human beings who are being deceased, and then we are treating it. Agro homeopathy is one of them. So study related to enhancing plant growth and productivity. This is very simple. At a UG level, you can do it. You are just you are bringing three different buckets, putting the soil, and then you are growing certain local, for example, I want to grow a potato and to see the plant growth. So in one place I am placing the, what you can say, fertilizers that are available in the market. In one place I am giving homeopathic medicines that has an good effects and for the growth of the plant, and in the one I'm giving both, and you can see just a result by just a view and just clicking a picture by using a simple scale where we are measuring the plants, and then you can say that which study or which medicine or the fertilizers are being used or being effective in cases. So you can do such small researches at a UG level, at a second year, first year students, who can to search such conditions. Second is identifications of indication and treatment strategy of medicines to be useful in plant diseases. So we don't only want a plant growth, and we don't only want productivity, but the disease that are hampering in such condition, the plants, and why they are needing such heavy chemical fertilizers, chemicals to sustain or to avoid such infection, the disease to the plant. So even we can prepare certain medicines to to treat such condition. Agricultural industry is a very big market, and we uh, we need to search how we can help to grow in a more productive way, and to help the agriculture farmer to help what I can say is effective pathy along with them. Then development of plant models for basic research, efficacy of judicial application of homeopathic drug in a larger scale. Second last is veterinary. A very good. We know that what we suffer is the animals they are suffering. We see that we are suffering from renal calculi. Dogs are suffering from renal calculi. We see tumors in our self. As a disease condition, we see tumors are in animals also. Uh, we had a very good example now recently that after COVID, where everyone focused on the cow, where the cow were suffering from multiple uh, hand, foot, mouth disease. They were suffering from different disease conditions, joint complaints, and then homeopathy is also entering in veterinary conditions, and there are many doctors who treat certain conditions. So to enhance the productivity and quality of life of farms animals, and not only farms animals but also of fishes. Development of nosodes for preventing infection disease. So we are preparing certain nosodes from the animals. We are preparing certain nosodes from the fishes, the aquatic. So in such condition also, homeopathy has a great scope. So homeopathy as a tools for the animal welfare, pain management in cases of animals, for dressings, for for osteoarthritis. We have uroliths, for uroliths management in animals. We have a scope of homeopathy. So there was one conditions in Spain where they have used homeopathy in organic dairy farming. So as we know that we have seen dairy, dairy farming, how the productivity of milk production can be increased, and uh, you know product only by providing homeopathic medicine, and the productivity of cow milk was improved. Not only that, but you can also focus on marine species, aquatic animals, where they are also extincting due to certain disease condition, and we cannot do it single handedly. Obviously we need to move and towards the marine, who are doing researches on marine species, who are doing researches. Along with them we can collaborate and do certain researches to see whether we can you know um, treat certain conditions. Okay, these I will not go in depth. So these are the linear research process consist of what is the problem. Actually, see, identification of problem is very necessary. So if you want to do a research on today's scenario, so one of the today's scenario. If I will talk about baldness, but whether that baldness or hair loss or uh, alopecia. These are the disease condition. Cosmetology, if I'm talking about cosmetic use. So whether it is actually a need, and whether everyone wants to do it in a cancer, because it is a today's condition. Everyone talks about, so it's a very big and cancer. But not only this big, but you can use certain small projects also to find out. Now these are the listed you can see here is the format or the protocol that you need to do it while formulating any research or want to do any research. What else is needed to make it viral? So obviously it is not a single handed. I alone cannot do it. I need a group. I need a good team member. And that team member is the investigator, principal investigator, research officer, the consultant, the specialist, technical persons, who are using certain, what I can say, a microscopes, who are using certain to see the molecular changes, or certain biochemistry lab person who are knowing the knowledge about the chemistry about it. So we need certain team members. So institutional technical support of good place. So obviously a place where you can get inspired to do the work, and it gives the authenticity of the work and support that is needed for the investigation to carry. Now there are various research fundings and grants. So this is one of the motivational to we, so that if this funding I get, then only I'll do the research. So there is certain back-ended entity about it. And lastly is review of literature and scientific method. This should be done repeatedly by panel expert. By analyzing the report, manuscript, write-ups helps in avoiding the biases. So I already told you this, that is review of literature is necessary. one research that you can see in early 70s or 80s or 90s, and then it has been going like that. For example, I gave you about the scales, the validity scales that have been available in the market, and then you are using such old scale. It has not been reproved. The manuscript have been the old, and the write-ups that are you using is as such old. So such condition, the science will not develop. If you want the science to be developed, we need to uh, do all the researches. Now, publication also, I gave you the example, a good publication, highly indexed journal, avoid, in the market very much, they are costing you, they are pricing you, they are, using your entity and publishing in their own. So this should not be, you should be careful about it. Reading habits. So we know that our minds develops when only, our ancestor used to say that read a newspaper, this will be developed. But what happens is, to keep oneself updated, we need to search research also. We should read again and again to get new ideas, and through that only we get it, new ideas. Electronic exposure, online exposure must be efficient to search, utilize, and contribute to the development. So current scenario and practices, we know we are lacking. And I'll say that we are also working in such entities like Avogadro's theory and relationship of homeopathic medicines. You can search in the Googles and see that what is this theory, and what is there are articles showing regarding this. Then use of spectroscopes regarding nanoparticles analysis to explore the physiochemical properties of homeopathic dilution, whether our dilutions has any effect or any power, how it has been acting. Then large number of high quality clinical trials, especially double blind and triple blind. So we are doing only a single blind study, so this should not be done. So and second, double blind and the triple blind should be done to avoid the biasness that has been done during the drug proving. Mainly we are facing this problem. The reporting errors of study, then lack of technical awareness, and obviously publication biasness. Publication biasness is the main entity where you are you are going in a wrong track if the biasness is done. Homeopathic research scenario in India, we have different committees, and CCRH is the apex organization under this. And if you are students, you can go with different schemes like STSH, MD dissertation schemes that have been there, and it also provide you the funding, and it gives you a boost to do our researches. These are certain schemes that they are providing. And central sponsor schemes that are also been available under Ayush Ministry, that are Avishkar, STRJ, LTRJ. These are short-term research grants are been available, research competitions are been there. So I would request that every student should participate in such conditions, and it will not only motivates you and also to think more what can be done, and what can how we can improve it. And not only for this, we have Ayush Ministry has started one clinical case repository portal. So in this case repository portal, a layman also can join, and even a practitioner. The practitioner claims that having so much of good cases in their clinical practice, and they are treating, so post such cases in this Ayush clinical case repository portal. In this portal, if you're posting it regarding COVID, you have treated cancer, whatever it is, and this if get if a layman also sees, then they can know the efficacy of homeopathic in such condition. My take home messages is authentic research adds further validity, and it is important to know the meaning and purpose of scientific research to take homeopathy to the coveted level in today's science oriented world. So we know that this is a science oriented world, and we need to prove them that yes, homeopathy is also a science. So research, however, is a complex area. In depth study needed regarding, so we cannot do it in a single-handedly. We need the help of biotechnology, we need the help of physics, chemistry, nanotechnology, social science, everyone, so that we can do the research. Thank you once again. Thank you, Aparna Parekh ma'am. Thank you, Asai, to giving me opportunity. Now I request hand over to you, Lavanya.
I am there, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm done with my session.
Pardon, ma'am.
I'm done with my session, Lavanya.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes,
We
ma'am.
can have a question answer session if
Yes,
anyone
ma'am.
having any doubt.
Respected participants, if you have any doubts, kindly comment in the comment box so that ma'am will be answering. Ma'am, actually, I myself have a question, ma'am. Can you comment on the intellectual property right, ma'am? Like a patent, like regarding the patent, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Actually, we are very, like, if I want to compare it with Ayurveda system of medicine, students having a very good researchers and having a patent. So patent is something be not necessary. It should be only of medicine. You can use certain, I saw one, project where a patient, diabetic foot was there a patient, and then they invented one shoes having coating with a certain medicine, ayurvedic medicine. Okay, so ayurvedic medicine that also avoid the shoes is, we cannot get injury, so this is one of the thing. And with the medicine through the skin, they are providing the medicine for diabetic mellitus, and that shoes has been patented by them in a project. So patent is one of the condition, and we are lacking in that. But obviously, we can go ahead. Simple condition. We know that we users we have it in the market, like agarbatti is there, scented essence, right, for mosquito. Then why we are using certain that medicine? Why we are that scented medicine? Why we are not preparing our own homeopathic medicine that has an effect of as an act as a pesticide, and we can treat it, and then you do it a patent is again government. It is not related to every time medicinal, but you can patent it on any project so that anyone cannot copy it and they cannot publish it. So it is one of the good example for copy, to avoid the copyright.
Thank you, ma'am. How about the publication, ma'am? These days, the publication of an article has become a headache thing, now, ma'am. So, can you comment on it, ma'am, if you don't mind?
I would like you to say that if you are publishing any article, please see the authenticity, please see the DOI index, please see the ISSN number. There are articles, if you are going for higher version. I will give you simple example. Go for, CCRH have their own journal. Our authenticity is much more. The biasness is very less. They are free of cost also. They are not charging anything. But if the simple articles are not get published. For example, efficacy of this medicine and this, it has been already proved, and then you are proving, and then you want to publish. No. But if you have any rare cases and a new medicine that has been proved, you can prove in CCRH article is also there, where you can go through and you can publish, and it is also free of cost. But yes, it is really very headache. That is the problem that I initially explained you, that please see the authenticity, please see the who are the editors. They are claiming that they are international level, but they are not on international level, just putting forth the name. So this to be done, this to be see, it is up to how carefully you are watching and going through it.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, due to the time factor, we would be glad if any other one more session for any other particular topic on research, ma'am, with your permission, ma'am.
Because it was a very vast topic. If I can get I can get a session, so I'll come to a minute, and I'll give you certain researches that can be done, and who are the authentic articles, and where you can publish, and it will be useful for UG and PG levels.
Definitely, ma'am. We'll have one more session, ma'am, so that we will get into the details, which will be useful for the students, the lecturers, as well as the PG scholars, as well as the PhD scholars, UG students who are striving for the STSH project, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions from the participants? They are welcome.
It is done. No question.
I think they are clear with the topic, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the extensive session. It was quite enlightening regarding to the especially research, publication, patent. You have covered many things, ma'am, within the given time and provided time. Definitely, we will move on to one more session, ma'am, which will be very grateful like this. And thank you all the participants. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, thank you all. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.